Hello there, my very good friends, and a warm welcome and good afternoon to you. On this one, we're going to tell you about those Omos rumours. They are BS.
Could WWE book Rhea Ripley versus Dominik Mysterio?
Got an update on WrestleMania 42.
And an AEW star calls out a WWE legend. Sort of. I'm Adam Wilborn.
What, you mean sort of legend or sort of calls him out?
Well, we'll
find out. I'm Andrew.
This is the afternoon.
All right, good start. Let's... Well, we really are shutting down crap today.
Yeah.
So, Omos, right? Omos. He's not been on WWE TV in ages.
No.
Right? He was around just before WrestleMania, the Battle Royal, all that stuff. But he's barely been used over the past year or so. To me, that's a shame. I quite like giants.
Yeah.
I like the big lads. And these are the largest lads of them all, the giants. Where is he at? I don't know, but it has obviously made it easy for people to just make stuff up and pass it off as a fact.
And get a bit of traction.
This thing, any old numpty these days, any old knob can buy a little tick on their Twitter and just make a thing up, and a few thousand people will read it and just accept it as the truth, no matter how many people shut them down. So this account, actually, I wasn't going to mention their tag, but they're rubbish. At WrestleNotice yesterday tweeted, breaking news, Omos has been released by the WWE via at WWE. Just made it up. Sean Ross Sapp really quickly jumped on it and said, not true and gross, this is someone's livelihood. And Omos himself has tweeted out a bunch of blue caps, which is the universal emoji for you telling lies.
Yeah.
So I obviously shut down really quick, but the problem is in this era, right? This era where people just be believing the worst nonsense that comes to them with no critical thinking whatsoever. I do think it's important to come on and go, no, this is BS, because like people will have seen this and they will just believe it.
Yeah.
Like some guy will wake up tomorrow and go, wow, I can't believe they released the big man. You know, what's going on? It's a bunch of like.
If you're not following the right accounts, the algorithm will push that tweet because it's get a lot of attention to you.
Yeah.
And you might just go, oh, that's a shame.
The original tweet has 100,000 views. It's like impressions, and like a percentage of that will think it's real. It's like do you see the Ludwig Kaiser thing for the weekend? That was just the worst. It's like somebody went in, if you didn't see this, somebody went in to a clip of Ludwig Kaiser waving to the crowd in Germany.
Was that just after he'd fought LA Knight?
Tremendous
Great
reception.
reaction,
Yeah, a lot of fun. Waving to the crowd. They screenshotted a bit where it looked like he was doing a certain kind of salute, and they played dumb, and it was the caption was like, oh, please tell me this isn't true. It's like, you know it's not true.
Exactly.
Because you've disingenuously taken that. And the thing is, like, no matter how many people say this, you know, you're being an ass, this is not real, what are you doing? Some people will still just believe that. It sucks. It sucks that we're like in this period where numpties can become prominent because of certain algorithms, and I hate it. Yeah,
I hate having to come on and just be a rumour killer because, like you say, it's not a bit of misreporting. I don't mind that. I don't mind if someone gets a report from someone and it's like, actually, either plans have changed or that wasn't the case and their source wasn't that reliable or whatever. If people can just, like you say, especially with this new age of Twitter, where certain people will be promoted ahead of others because of things that they'll pay for and stuff. What's the phrase? A lie is halfway around the world by the time the truth's putting on its trousers or whatever it is.
Yeah,
shoes or something. I don't know. Does the truth wear trousers? Don't know. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
He might be on Raw tonight. We'll find out. Hey!
But yeah, it's bollocks. The Ludwig Kaiser one really wound me up. I saw Miller and other people tweeting about this the weekend. Like, it's bad enough for Omos to be like, no, I'm still employed, I'm just not being utilised right now. But that could be really damaging for poor Ludwig Kaiser's reputation. Like, yeah, definitely. WWE obviously would just be like, hey, that's a load of bollocks. But like potential sponsors or companies that might want to work with him, someone could be like, oh yeah, no, don't do that because he did this thing when they were in Germany and stuff. Like, you're just an arsehole if you do stuff like this. Because like you say, please tell me this isn't true. Show the clip for context.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't that difficult to find the clip of. When I saw people obviously immediately responding, all of them were like, "Here's the actual video," to try and shut this down. But like you say, by that time, half the world's bloody ready.
Yeah, and they never delete it or anything.
No.
These numpties. They get a bit of engagement and they go, oh, mission accomplished.
Like the old days when newspapers would print some sensationalist headline, they still do it now, and then be like, oh no, that's not true, and we'll print an apology on page 18 in 3 days' time. Well,
it's like two months long or whatever.
Pisses me off.
Yeah, it always takes a lot more effort to shut these things down than it is to establish them in the first place. That's the frustrating thing about all of this. I used to subscribe to the idea that you should just ignore stuff like this, but the problem is people are too gullible these days and will just fall for anything.
Hope it didn't ruin Kaiser's weekend that as well, because he was awesome. Yeah. Not just stepping up and challenging Sheamus, challenging LA Knight on SmackDown in Berlin. But there's not many people that can be like, shut up, Samantha Irvin, I'll take it from here.
Yeah,
the intro for his mate, who he posted the fit photo of how long those two have been together. Great stuff.
Good stuff. And just stop being... Don't do this.
Hope we
Stop
see
doing
Omos,
this,
and we hope we
please.
see Omos back on telly very soon. Well.
I love Giants.
Yeah.
Like Satnam Singh, let's go. I don't care if they can only do 2 moves or whatever. There is still a role for a 7-foot person walking around being terrified.
Yes.
I've really enjoyed Omos in WWE. I never get the pronunciation right. I'm an idiot.
No.
Which is stupid because it's 4 letters. But I've always enjoyed his work. It's just a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
In this era where everyone is really skilled and can do 7 million different moves and all this stuff, it's really refreshing to have a proper throwback, and that in itself is a different skill.
Yeah, I like the way that when he won the tag titles, it was just AJ do all the sort of work, and then he'd be like, right, send the big lad in to kill everyone.
I used to love the way they film his entrances as well, where it's like looking
the
up,
Andre angle in it, yeah. Jesus!
Yeah, exactly. Looking up at this towering man. It's awesome.
He is towering. Well, we bumped into him backstage at WrestleMania a few years back, and he's a big boy, even for me. Yeah. Jesus! What's the weather like up there? Anyway, speaking of terrifying, Terror Twins, they wrestled...
Terrorizing.
They wrestled in a... frankly, brilliant match over the weekend. I had relatively high hopes for Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio versus Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. Blew them out of the water. I thought it was absolutely perfect, that match, for what it was, obviously.
I thought it was the best match on the show.
Arguably,
Legit.
yeah. Really enjoyed the strap match as well. We'll get into it later on today with our review with me and Hamlet, of course. But off the back of it, because obviously Rhea Ripley got physical with Dominik Mysterio in that match, there's been speculation as to whether there could be a singles match between Rhea and Dom. He was asked about it on the gorilla position after all the speculation post-Bash in Berlin. And he said...
That's Michael Hamflett's favourite podcast.
Indeed, after ours. Dominik said, I don't think they book it, but I'm here for it. I'd do it, but let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Morgan was also a guest on the show, and when one of the hosts said, yeah, Rhea probably destroyed Dominik, she said, excuse you, there is no possible way that happens, not even 1 single second. Dominik, who I think might be the best thing in wrestling right now, said, I came out of my mother's womb and I drop-kicked the doctor. What do you think I'd be willing to do as a 27-year-old? The co-host went, I mean... At least you didn't dropkick your mother. Dominik said, well, you don't know that. Took out the doctor. Who knows what happened next? He is the best. This match was brilliant. And I genuinely think if they put a singles match, if they're going to book a singles match between Rhea and Dom, put it on the first show on Netflix because it'll do a monster number.
Yeah, the thing, WWE is always, it's a PG show. And for advertisers' sake, it wants to avoid primarily the visual of men and women fighting.
I think the only thing I can think of recently is obviously the Baron Corbin, Becky Lynch thing from a few years back.
And the Royal Rumble where Nia Jax got her ass kicked with all the finishers and stuff. So they do little bits, and Rhea in this match, the best moment of that match when she was killing Dominik. Yeah. It was great.
When he was like,
obviously,
hug.
Yeah, obviously that's the woman showing the aggression in the match. So it's it's the visuals they're trying to avoid.
And he's a little weasel. He deserves it.
Well, that's the thing. He looks like a wet rat. So what?
How is this run still going? When did he fight his dad? 38.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I thought the match was a roaring success. Right, it was the most. There was good matches on the show. Some would say incredible matches. Whatever. Your standards vary. But this was so in sync with what the crowd wanted.
Yeah.
These carnival atmosphere crowds who aren't necessarily always going to respond to tight limb work or whatever. They want to see Rhea Ripley choking this little rat of a boy.
It's good. And you got the right result. You got a good bit of when the Judgment Day came, the rest of the Street Trash came out, and you thought, they're going to lose because of those bloody little twats at ringside. just awesome. Rhea looked about, Omos size basically in that match. Damian Priest class, and Liv and Dom, like, I know they lost, but just have them be like, so we're still the champs.
Yeah. I full on the record. This is where we differ. I hate this storyline, right? It's my least favorite storyline of the year, but you cannot argue with the reaction.
Exactly.
So you should probably just book the match.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not for me, but it's for most people. So that's...
I think they should do it, I think they should have Rhea be like, I've beat you, let's have my rematch then. Bad Blood, perfect place for it. And Liv being like, you can have the match if you can run this gauntlet. And maybe you put her against some rough, tough women in the Raw Women's division. And then you go, final hurdle, Dom. Because honestly, build up to it for me.
I'd like to see her punch the mullet right off the top of his head, man. Why not?
What about, do you do a hair versus hair match, but it's just the hair on his top lip? No, my power's in the mustache.
Rhea's going to have to wear a fake mustache for a couple of... like a little stick-on job.
I just
Poirot.
think this is sensational stuff.
Yeah. Did Poirot have a mustache?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Twiddled it, didn't he? And he's like, just one more thing. I think I've combined detectives there, but still.
Yeah, that was Snoopy. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Who's Snoopy?
You would all remember. He's the cartoon dog.
Oh, God, yeah, he's not Poirot. He's not a French detective. Is he French? Snoopy?
Yeah. Oh, Snoopy, I don't know.
Is he French?
Didn't Barbar, get with his auntie or something?
Oh, don't get me going on Barbar, man. You got to watch out for him. He's up to no good.
Let's move on.
Anyway, cartoon animals. Hey, let's go. WrestleMania 42, bit of an update.
What's this all about, actually?
It's insane.
Did they forget they were just there?
Some government guy from Philly or Pennsylvania posted recently saying, hey, WrestleMania coming back. And it was like, okay, interesting, they've just been there. But then it got deleted. And it was like, oh, what's going on? WrestleVotes have come through with an update saying that... Philly. WWE are not ready to announce where 42 is going to be just yet. 41 obviously is in Vegas. 42 is a year and a half away. But according to a source, WWE had a great experience in Philly for WrestleMania 40. Regardless of the weather, it was cold.
It was bloody freezing.
Chilly at the top of that blooming arena.
I think I had 6 layers on.
Yeah. Me too. Like the hoodie and the cap and the jacket and the t-shirt.
I was just flashing back to when we were in Texas and stuff, and I was there in shorts and a t-shirt.
Vegas at least will be a bit warmer.
I cannot wait, especially considering what I've heard is definitely going to be the main event. Woo! Come on!
The Rock beating Cody Rhodes. Hell yeah, brother.
On 420, yes please.
Oh my God, and then he relinquishes the title the next night because he's got a movie to do. Oh my God. Yeah, so they're not ready to announce the location for 42. They apparently had decided on it quite recently, and WrestleVotes have heard of a location, but they haven't released any info on it yet because the internal chatter died down a little bit. So it seems like it's a bit up in the air. But if true, what they heard, it would be a repeat location. They note as well that the Philadelphia government guy may have used WrestleMania as like a broad catch-all term for wrestling. He may have been referring to another WWE event in Philly.
Maybe a road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, a house show in a stadium. There's lots of moving parts here. Bottom line is I had a really good time in Philadelphia and I would gladly go back.
Yes, give me another Philly cheesesteak yesterday, please.
Yes, indeed. What is it, Ishkabibble?
Yes.
That was good.
Thank you to the fan who recommended that
well.
to us. He was like, I don't go where all the tourists go. Here's where you need to go. And it was class.
It was awesome. Yeah. It was really
I think it would be weird if they just went back there, though. It would be weird so close. Like, even 43, you'd be like, that's 40 and 40, but 40 and 42 is wild.
Yeah.
Minnesota, like you say, has been mentioned previously. There was speculation as to that's where they were going to be heading for 41 before Vegas.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be cold as hell.
Yeah. All I've heard is the general consensus appears to be after 40, and this is complete speculation on my behalf, they were like, yeah, let's not have to keep constantly remind the fans that the reason why the audience in a sense might not be making much noise is because they're frozen.
Yeah.
So the rumour was that they were going to pick warmer climates or just places that you can self-contain with a roof and what have you.
Which I believe the Minnesota Stadium has. The Vikings' new stadium or newish stadium. But yeah, I think it'd be weird to go back to Philly, but I mean, I've got no arguments going back there. It was
I've
awesome.
seen the Liberty Bell now. I've done that.
Yeah, the bell was rubbish.
Yeah.
The bell sucked.
It was very much like on our last day, wasn't it? We were like, right, let's get a photo just because everyone's going to say, have you been to Philly? You see the Liberty Bell? Right, done that. Done the Rocky Steps. Let's go and check out some more of the awesome areas in Philly.
Yeah, let's walk around a bit. Sorry, I don't know why I fell asleep there.
It was because at the end of our trip we were all burnt out. That's why I had flashbacks to how exhausted we were.
That flight home sucked so much as well. The American Airlines flight. I have never sat on such a narrow seat. Like, we were the last getting on the plane, because we were sitting eating chicken wings and drinking beer like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
And then it was like 10 minutes before takeoff. We're like, quick. But like, I just sat in my seat. And I was on the aisle and I was still like this, and I felt really sorry because the guy next to me was a built guy, like a beefcake. And I was just like, sorry, brother. This isn't going to be pleasant for either of us. She's like 8 hours of me being like, oh gosh.
Yeah. But yeah. Welcome to every experience I've ever had on a plane there.
Yeah.
Cool. You haven't made this with someone who's 6'3", have you?
Yeah, I'm just fat is the problem at the moment. But hey, we'll get there.
We'll keep you posted on WrestleMania 42. If you're stuck, Wembley Stadium's right there, WWE.
Yeah, let's do it. Gateshead International Stadium, 1 year maybe.
Let's go.
Record attendance of 9,000. Let's do it.
And bad news actually, because I've sat in the away end for that, and they haven't got a roof.
Yeah,
so.
we don't need no roof where we're going.
They have the frame of roof, but the roof blew away during the pandemic, and they never replaced it. Apparently.
Speaking of blowing away, why didn't they do one in Chicago? That's way too cold. Like, I went there in March once. Oh my god! Like they don't call it the Windy City for no reason,
It's
brother.
WrestleMania in August.
Yeah, it's like you want to wear 5 North Face jackets, so you still be cold. It's an awesome city. I love Chicago for it. It's my favorite.
Right, a great final story to end on, Andy.
Yes.
Dream matches between AEW and WWE. Everyone's always talking about them. Kenny Omega versus, Roman Reigns. The Usos versus the Young Bucks. Who's better? But now we have our headline attraction for AEW x WWE Forbidden Door. And that is The Undertaker versus Turbo Floyd and Outrunners. Tell him, Turb. So what happened was there was an appearance between Bear Bronson, I should say, tweeted as he was teaming with the Outrunners. The Outrunners, one of the best entrances in wrestling, was doing their flexing as Bear Bronson and his mates were doing, and they were both trying to sort of get in front of each other and get the spotlight, to which Bear Bronson tweeted, "The Outrunners have massive egos." You got the internet buzz, the AEW fans' approval, the respect of the locker room veterans. Do Turbo Floyd and Tooth Magnum need all of the spotlight? What about guys like the Iron Savages who've been out here paying our dues?
Get jacked.
Obviously, all fun and games this, and it got even more fun when Turbo Floyd replied to this saying, "Paying dues is for chumps." Then some loser got involved. I can call him that, can't I?
Yeah.
Saying, paying dues is part of the business. The Undertaker would have beaten the shiz out of you for this, right? Loser, get a life.
Why are you taking this so serious?
Why are you taking your life into your hands by replying to Turbo Floyd? All you say is, you look bloody jacked, and how are you so young when you reply to those handsome gentlemen who I'd love to meet and interview
the
one day.
The youngest man alive.
So someone said, "Oh, you paying dues? The Undertaker would beat you up." To which Turbo Floyd replied, "I'd like to see him try." And let me tell you, I'd like to see him try as well. Sod Cody Rhodes versus The Rock, WrestleMania 41 main event, Turbo Floyd versus aging Undertaker. Make it happen.
Let's go.
I'm like MXM are facing House of Black, I think, next week.
Yeah.
Or this week, I should say. Yeah. The Outrunners are the best thing in wrestling. I need a bit of fun in my wrestling. Can't take it all seriously. Can't all be Randy Orton versus Gunther.
No,
even that had a bloody Mexican wave in it, so...
How serious do you have to take this to immediately go, well, The Undertaker would beat you up for that? It's like, oh my goodness.
The Undertaker's chill now, and he's got a chilled out podcast where he's like, hey, beers for the boys.
Yeah, he's been drinking funny things or whatever that song is. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a big Kid Rock.
Probably is a big Kid Rock fan, yeah. I love the Outrunners. I think that the gimmick is genius. Do you know why it's genius? Because it's kind of a parody of 80s wrestling, right? To a degree. But it's not a complete piss take, because you can tell that they love that stuff.
Yes.
Right? It's like an homage more than a parody or whatever you want to call it. That's why it's fun. The lights just came and went off again.
Taker! Oh my God!
Bong! Are you scared? No, he's really old.
Yeah.
And he probably hurts the poor guy.
Too busy fighting sharks, isn't he?
He just stared it down, didn't he? But you know what? We actually have a mechanism now where we can do an AEW versus WWE Dream Match.
Oh.
So, be right back.
A few moments later.
Whoa, what have you got there, Andy?
This, my very good friend, is Wood Bingo, sent to us by Amanda Slaughter. Thank you, Amanda. Very
thanks,
kind
Amanda.
of you. So that we now have a WWE equivalent to go with the AEW box. The slight problem with it is the stuff just falls out.
Me and Andy got no balls. Sorry.
Yeah, it's been a while. So... yeah, let's make our dream matches.
So we've got Turbo Floyd versus The Undertaker night 1 of WrestleMania, but what match could main event night 2?
Well, you've got the AEW
I've got
side.
the AEW
All right,
ones.
I'll let you go first.
Well, it would be, of course, Satnam Singh.
Excellent. Against. Okay, let's
Got a lot of options there.
let's take the one in the front. Take the one in the front.
Satnam Singh versus... Oh, what is it?
JC Jane. Okay.
Right.
Let's do another one. I'll go first. I'll
Okay,
go
you
first.
go first this time.
This thing is awesome. Right.
It's good job there's a lot of people on the WWE roster.
Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy.
Bit of YS6 flavour
versus
coming through.
Joe Gacy versus Daniel Garcia. So,
All right. And the main
I
event.
don't like him anymore, actually. Sorry.
Let's do a tag team match. You get.
Okay,
two.
yeah. Teaming for possibly the first time ever. Oh, there's two. These two are stuck together.
Two to go.
Is Alex Reynolds
Okay.
and Mira.
Sure. Against. That's it. Oh my goodness. What the hell? Stop moving! Stop falling out! You piece of trash. They are facing Damian Priest.
Right.
Okay.
One half of the Terror Twins.
And. Ridge Holland, why not? All right, okay, sure, okay. That's our card. I mean, there's not really anything else to say, is there? Bye. See you later.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Check out the morning news right here. Bye.
This thing rules.
Thanks, Amanda.